pick it up from a previous video, which is a section one, which covering the fundamentals and the bank stock and what basically FAAMG. I'm talking about what the second part is probably the most important part is really for recommendation 2021 for the stocks which have a lot of potentials. Well, so I classify those as growth stock and opportunities, and then the slide three, which call others. I broke it out the video, so I think that way you will upload it quicker and easier for people. For those who want to listen to the first piece, the rationalization, and this second piece, which is really what to focus on 2021 on the growth stock. So I look at it and really from a big picture. If you take a step back, you ask yourself, what will be the future next year or two that something going to be hot and something going to be in development that have a lot of potential to growth in terms of innovations. Then you will cut down to get down to the point knowing that it will be electric vehicle, green energy, Bitcoin, cloud computing, defense businesses, and so on, and also AI space, which is artificial intelligence. Technically, there could be a biotech as well, which is an area that I'm not so familiar with because it's more technical. So I don't. If I would have recommending biotech, I'll be very conservative. Will buy the big brand, big name, Moderna, Pfizer, and the Bionet test, and the latest one that actually will have the vaccine effective as well, and get approval today to send it over to UK for use. These would be the one actually on my list. So I actually didn't cover the biotech on this one. And on the EV space, again, this is go by the order. And you know that it was pretty hot this year that the stock have been really skyrocketing in multiple times. It called multiples in terms of the electronic vehicle space, right? So NIO actually have really gone up a lot. That's why I didn't put this at a number one choice. But XPEV in terms of comparison, it only gone up like two times. So if you will look at Workhorse, which is the US stock, it's actually gone up 10 times too, which is kind of ridiculous. And the NKLA also had gone up quite a bit too, but because of the CO and fraud whatsoever, and you really dragged down in the stock at one point of $50, $90, and $50, and now it's as bad as $15, which I still have some on my hand. So that's why that stock is not on my list. Okay, and then you actually have AYRO and FUV, some other vehicle name that is also in a growth space, but not necessarily at this point. I wouldn't recommend buying those. Those are more on the bottom of the list. But these electric vehicle stock, however, if you go up, chances are all of them will go up. So it's just a matter of percentage wise which one grow more or not. I personally like XPEV more than NIO thinking more growth. That's why I put it in number one. And you can see the pictures as well, so they kind of give you an idea. I know the picture's small. You better go to the internet and search it yourself, which I found a picture. This car is really cool. I really love it. And it's called P7. P7 is the racing car compared to pretty much the first model of Tesla. And so I always put XPEV and compare with Tesla, put those two in alignment and put them together to compare. And XPEV as well is also more looking into a sophistication of technology inside of the vehicle. That's what they stress. So if Apple Car think about 2024, which they're going to create one, what is the chip? So where they're going to learn the technology from? So there will be a lot of sophistication and ideology about Apple and sync up all the Apple tools and everything. So they could have potentially, which I don't know, I don't have inside information, they could probably need to partner one of these electric vehicle company that actually spearheading this innovative space. So I'm looking to XPEV as one of the potential, but it could be NIO, it could be LI, it could be Workhorse. You could be anything. But definitely they do need to learn and somehow get some technology help from that, because it's a leading edge technology of the engine that is most troublesome. And that's what makes it so sophisticated and difficult. And BYDDF it's a really, really good stock, but they already grow up so much, uh, 4 times already in 1.5 years. And Warren Buffett actually buy a lot of their stock and own a lot of them. This company actually did a partnership with Tesla before in electric vehicle breakthrough, and also did do some joint venture kind of deal to create cars for in Germany. So this is a very good company. Look at the car too. I really like the fancy car on that. Then in the middle, HYLM, which if you talk about blue gas, this is the trucking company that have the leading technology. The stock have $52 dropped down to $40, and at one point as low as 15. Now it's staying around 17, 16-ish dollars. I really believe this stock will at least next year would double and go back up to $40. So this is my favorite as well. It may be going up slower than the electric vehicle, but eventually will pick it up, especially after first quarter earnings, the way I look at it. And again, the CEO, I covered it on another video about HYLM, talk about what was some of the strength this company is and why I picked this stock to be bought, and will be, what my expectation of future growth. So this is really definitely on my list. Then on green energy, I'm pretty sure you heard about a lot of BLNK, which is the charging stations. Actually, there are 3 companies that was doing this, but this one is the one more hot topic to talk about, and the pricing is actually was really grown from $5 to as high as $50, so 10 times, and currently is positioned around $45. So this definitely will be my number 1 pick. I think this still have a way to grow, and potentially, since the $2 trillion Biden was talking about is all green energy, and he did mention that he understands the electric vehicle does need charging station, so he definitely will be partnership with one of these companies. What I said is government will give a contract to one of these companies to operate, right? So we don't know which one yet. So, but this one is the one made in California, probably have the most sophistication, because chances are it will be more than one company that will get that project from the government. The second one, FCEL, we're actually very hot as well. Talk about fuels. Well, the thing is, the problem, they have a negative earning per share, and they are more, to me, is more technical momentum driving for the futures. The price has been really pricing very high to like $14 at one point. Now drop back down to $11. I would say it's below $10. Definitely this stock can be considered. And then BEP is another very hot one. Bloom Energy Renewables. So I think this is the one that talking about, green energy renewables, definitely needed that. Has a lot of growth potentials there. And then CLNE, Clean Energy Renewables. This one actually is interesting enough that it was on my list to talk about, and as a watch list, around $4 at that point, $4.50, but I wasn't able to get it myself. And then you just 1 week, it just go up like this, and you hit to $8.50. So I definitely think the stock should probably need to cool down a little bit, then it'll be a good entrance point to buy it. But definitely, all of these stocks have a really great potential that can grow another 2 times, double or triple or 5 times. I mean, depending on the $2 trillion that Biden talked about how it's being allocated. Okay. Then the third piece is, you probably heard about very hit about Bitcoin lately, and Bitcoin actually is type of the coin. It was trading about year-end high $28,750 today. Projection is somebody would say will go up to $30,000 by year end, which is tomorrow. We'll see if that happens. But out of that as well, you come up with cryptocurrency 10 index fund, which is BITW. This is pretty new index, and I think this one have a really good opportunity to grow. And I think they are doing marketing right now that you actually can go, and if you have a market like a code, then you will be able to download it with getting free Bitcoin. I don't know how much the coin worth yet, but definitely if this becomes something someday, these Bitcoin perhaps will make worth some money that can be free money. And then BTPT is another one that's very hot, that the stock have gone up to crazily over over a few 100% in a month. So definitely worth to look at that one. But I think the price is too high right now because again, Bitcoin is a very interesting thing. It is very difficult when it comes to valuations. Even though you have a kind of logistics behind and support how it was being calculated and this and how much is actually being created in the market. So this is something in my mind is more speculative at this point, but the projection or the hope is where this coming from is that US dollar, and you know that is continue printing too much money, right? So you get devaluated. So some people actually will look into a more future type of controlling type of measurement, or you won't be government printing so much and then you devalue it, you sell the value of the stock, and this Bitcoin is really wide in that area using blockchain technology. So it will definitely be something to look into. Please bear in mind, I'm not telling you to go and buy it tomorrow because it could be right now kind of pricey. But again, but there's not enough data to really statistically knowing how much this thing really should position worth it from a historical standpoint because it's new. So you have to be very careful about it. But in a future perspective, a lot of time what you learn is if you enter the market early, and you may have to sit there for 2 or 3 years, who know, but eventually you will make a really good return on that one. So that will be the next 2021 next year hot items that I would encourage you to and think this is an area to invest. Then the next thing is probably not so new, cloud computing and defense or cybersecurity. Actually, the defense can stand for cybersecurity. So I really love this company DT. I love it. They were supporting the cloud business for AWS, which AWS is the company's providing the cloud services to Google or Apple. I think maybe both of them. So it has a very big market. As you know, Google need to store so many data, right? I mean, when you're searching, you got all this wonderful, amazing thing. So you really need these services to provide them. So they signed contract and they knew, I don't know if a volume centric or what that, I mean, there are way to calculate this stuff. So this company definitely have a room to grow in the future. And in my mind is at least because you sign a contract with these big players, you cannot go anything wrong, right? From a revenue perspective, and if they want to make more profit earnings per share, so to say, they just need to kind of control costs better and find more innovative and efficient way to manage your business properly. Then the next one is ServiceNow, which is similar, the cloud managing based end-to-end integration business, integration software and applications. I actually have one of the company I work for using this. I love it. It was really a great sophisticated tool to tracking service ticket, and you have a lot of other users as well. You can actually collect a whole bunch of big data, then you can create some BI reporting. So it is actually very good software applications, and I really like that. So I think right now the price is a little pricey, $524, but again, because this company have a lot of company using it, then they really have a rough in the business and room to grow. So I put it in the category like a second items. Then the third one, PLTR, is the defense stock that it took forever to get to IPO. So right now the price is finally higher than IPO, and you will get some return on this one. And I think it's $25 is a little bit pricey, but definitely you in the long run this one is good. Just bear in mind they're still losing money today. So even with the government contract, talk about how big this company help on the AI for national defense and security for the country of America. But still it is not making money. Just bear that in mind. But the growth perspective of it is what driving the stock to going up from, I think in IPO was $20 and at one point 32, and now it's scaled back to $25 a little bit. We will see how it looks like at year end tomorrow. And then the next one, defense metals. This one is a good one. A penny stock, much cheaper. You can probably take a look at that. You have a really growth opportunity. Then BL is a black line, which is like a SAP comparison, a financial management tool. You do reporting, reconciliations, and you integrate it into various systems and pull the data together and create some sort of cloud-based storage and and risk management. So it really is at the stock somehow is continue to grow. So I think they have a lot of good business. It was started from like $70 to begin with, and I started to look at around $90. Now it's $133 at record high. So this one definitely can think through it. Then the next one, PING, I love it. It was on one of the item on my watch list as well, and I talk about it as well in one of my videos. But this stock now is currently trading pretty high, $28, and when I look at it, it was $20. This stock definitely is good for cybersecurity. It was really an awesome application, hardware, software, and some company actually using it when you're trying to log in the different applications. And it's very easy to use. So I actually love this company. I think this company have really good potentials. So again, I put it at the bottom because of a pricing perspective, a little high from $20 jump up to $28 for probably 2 weeks. It was just so much. And then the next space on the AI, artificial intelligence, actually there are lists of company in that space, but I actually really like the stock TER, which really do some test equipment and artificial intelligence analysis for some semiconductor and big company. So this one you can check it out. And then the next one is the recent IPO, AI, Simple AI. This company, I think you have a really good opportunity to grow as well. So all I cover this is all the growth area that I think, again, in the big bucket, electronic vehicle, green energy, Bitcoin, AI, and actually the biotech, like I said, I didn't put it there. And then, that you still have some cloud computing and the cybersecurity area that, will still need it, especially, that nowadays we so easily the computer get hacked. So I definitely think that is definitely a good one to own. Then we have another last piece of it. I want to break it out is China stock and order, because there's a lot of focus and talk for it. The stock China have been really robust and bullish because of the pandemic. As you know, that China is the first country that we cover from pandemic and really have a very high demand, and the chairman Xi Jinping say that in which is in Shenzhen in one of the meetings, saying what is the focus and priority for 2021 in China and in the future. So electric vehicle, why you plugging in there? Because they have a roadmap about by 2025 they want to have 20+% of vehicle that running on the road is really transmission free, right? So not run by gasoline or fossil in a sense. So that's more environmental friendly, and they're really trying to strive for that because they really understand that in Asia the temperature is getting hotter and hotter. In fact, this is interesting too. In Asia, this winter they say is the coldest winter for 60 years of history. So I know some of my friends actually complained to me saying they were so cold, when it was snowing, they wouldn't even go outside because it's just way too cold. And then I read the article, was funny that one of the farm, actually they're raising hens, chicken. Somebody crying really badly because all the chicken would die because of too cold. Anyway, to make the story, trying to make it more interesting, right? So the story behind that is China definitely growing, and he really want to strive for increasing salary of the average of Chinese. So he want to have more middle class people, because right now a lot of luxury good office is spent by really rich people, upper class, and you still have a lot of poor people doesn't make a lot of money. Like for example, DoorDash. Wow, here the charges of DoorDash, if you watch my video, is ridiculous. In China, they are way much cheaper. So this is why it was, they still make a lot of money on one of the companies that do deliver like that, but because of the volume. It's not because how much they're charging the end customers. So I did make a critique about DoorDash, how they can grow the stock in the future, if you watch my previous video. So Pinduoduo, actually, I saw somebody just raising their upgrading it, one of the analysts, and say it could potentially go to $300. So I think this is still a stock very attractive, especially Chinese New Year is coming, which is end of next month. I believe it's end of January. I need to check it myself actually, which is earlier than this year. So there will be, people will have some demand for buy some new clothes, wherever. I mean, on that website. And the reason why PDD Pinduoduo is more better than Alibaba or Tencent because of the cost. So what they sell is the item that much cheaper compared to the other website. I mean, just like in America, your Amazon, your Walmart, your other these e-commerce, you can compare the price, which one is cheaper. Again, it's because of the volume that's driving the business so big in terms of revenue and the bottom line, because they have a lot of labor, and China is still very labor intensive at this point. So that's how they make money. Obviously, manufacturers more using machine these days, but it's more scalability, and that's how they can continue to have a really great margin. So this stock, I think it was really amazing after passing the 11/11, then 12/12, which is 11/11 was really the biggest shopping day, just like Prime Day, and then now the Chinese New Year coming. So they still have a lot of opportunity for this stock to grow. So point number one, and then number two, Bilibili. If for those of you who watch my video, I have been mentioning this since end of November. I really want to buy this stock, but I haven't. So this stock have been really skyrocketing from $40 when I tracked it 2 months ago to today closing price is $96. So it was really amazing. I was guessing this stock would go $100, but I just never bought it for some odd reasons. So this stock will still have a really good potential. This stock is similar to, it's like online entertainment. You have a whole bunch of different categorization. In fact, this video, once I finish it, I put it in YouTube and also upload to Bilibili.com. So actually, it was interesting too. This video in YouTube, I'm at the bottom of my list, and I don't have a lot of subscribers and viewers. But yeah, actually, Bilibili.com, I'm much more people like supportive of these type of videos. I don't know why. And then the next one, Tencent. This is a company that was facing the antitrust issue just like Alibaba, but you can see the stock has already recovering last couple of days. So this stock is a little bit crazy. If you look at years of history, how it was run, you start with really old time, maybe back to 7 years, 8 years ago. It was like $40-$50. Now it grew it to as $1.650. So now it's around, which is, I'm talking about Hong Kong stock price. Here is around $71 right now. So I would see tomorrow should going up because Hong Kong market is actually up like 3 or 4% before end of the year. So it was a really good finishing line for a lot of China stock. So I look forward to tomorrow market actually the stock will be up. While Alibaba, however, was down $3. So when Hong Kong closing with it at year end. And then YY, which is actually a company that got bought out from Baidu. There's an announcement about that, but there's a time period where the buyout that will happen, so the stock is still trading. So I think this stock is still a really good to buy, and after that merger with the Baidu actually is just like Google, and the stock have gone up because of the announcement electric vehicle. Well, they didn't confirm they would do electric vehicle yet, but they said they may do electric vehicle. The stock went up like 30+% dollars. So it was amazing that right now it's a record high on Baidu. The next piece is, as you look at the pandemic, if next year in June everything will back to normal, okay, then you say, what stock am I buying? I actually look at the list of stock, and I hate to tell you this, most of them is amazingly already recovered so well that we almost close to 52 weeks high, like before the pandemic. So there's really not much room to buy these stocks, especially you knew that all these stocks are doing nothing and actually operating a loss for the whole year. You kind of expected because of pandemic. So I actually put number one FLY because the stock of this before pandemic was $20. Right now currently is trading $10.15, and then you were from $6 up to $9. I actually own this stock, by the way. I will buy more probably, and my target price will be $13.50 a minimum, but mostly you will get hit to $15. So there's still a real big room for that. And the only reason why I picked this one over United Airlines or whatever you name it is basically, I mean, this is a leasing airplane to airline company, so it is operating just like airline company in a sense, but it's more management of what they own the asset and find the allocation program to kind of rent it out, right? So they collect the revenue for the rental. So it's actually a really good business model. So I think that one has a really great potential. Then the next one, Trip. Obviously, Trip got really beat up because there's no travel, no hotel. All these people were booked ahead, have to cancel all of them, right? And some of them got refund. Some of them probably the company let them to push it back to next year for no additional charges. So this stock have actually have around $20 for quite a long time, but lately you were hitting $28. So I think this one is good to buy. If you look at the history, I believe Trip was as high as $40. So there's still quite a bit of room to get back to where you was. Okay. And then GoGo is another company. This company is providing internet access on airlines. So apparently, because plane were decreasing, number decreasing of flying plane, therefore GoGo probably get less money, right? Because of the internet now you don't need as much, right? Because they're not flying. So this stock will be one of those. I think they have also good potential in alignment with flying. Same perspective, right? When pandemic was reopened, people start to travel again. Then you will actually make a pretty good return on terms. I think GoGo is around $9 right now. So what I also want to tell you is a lot of time I think the estimation of when airline will be recovered is 2024 the timeline, which in my opinion is way too conservative. And there's no way to take 3 years to recover to have the same capacity and passenger travel as 2019. So I think they are just being very conservative. So these stocks have more room to grow because of that, right? And you can buy airline too, because airline, for example, United Airlines was $19. Now it's still at $44 currently trading, still 50%, still a really good discount, right? You can look at that one. And then next one, which is I don't know why I put it in, and this maybe it's gambling, so so it's leisure. DraftKings actually dropped below $50 right now. You have a really good potential. I am just looking at it like, well, your marijuana will be, really cannabis is can be officially legalized, right? Especially many states. Well, why not gambling, right? So eventually, as more states open to gamble, and particularly NBA gambling, because you can look at the Macau model. So for those of you who know Macau, it's a very small place. Basically, it's a casino place like Los Angeles, but people can gamble and do a lot of crazy stuff. So they can actually gamble anything. They have they have football, which actually they don't play football, but they do. They have soccer. They have NBA, all kinds of gambling. So the revenue of that is just crazy. You wouldn't believe that. So DraftKings may take some time to get there, but if it more stay legalized for gambling, this stock will definitely hit and make heck a lot of money. So right now, I don't think they're making money, by the way, but again, it's the future. We're talking about growth, right? And it will happen. I'm pretty sure like I said, the mindset. If you agree with me what I just said, then DraftKings potentially gambling will be legalized in many more states. Then the next one, AMC. Now this one is more gambling because it could be facing bankruptcy. Currently trading $2.15. They're trying to resell more shares, so you could have gone down a little bit more. But if this stock survive a pandemic, you will go back up probably $10, okay, or $5, which is double, right? 100+%, 200% return. But if you bankrupt too bad, then you're done, right? You lost all your money. So I wouldn't ask you to buy a lot, but some. And if otherwise, you can look at the alternative, which is CNK, and then there was another movie theater company as well. I think CNK did pretty well, but they actually get a really big hit because, again, the only reason I bring these stocks up to you is these stocks are still, I believe, trading at discount. and the discount was so big that it will give you good opportunity to make a lot more. If some stock already fundamentally at where they are in really good positions, and more, from a valuation perspective, well positions, how much even the momentum and everything still wildly, like the way people projecting, um, they were saying very optimistically at this point, year of 2021 Dow will go up to 40,000, S&P 500 will hit 4,000, Nasdaq, no, we'll talk about it. I think they say 17,000, 18,000 for rough number there, because they believe Nasdaq will crash, right? If you hear a lot of stories, they keep talking about meltdown. They believe the tech space is where it is, and always compare that with the dot-com bubble back then, right? So you have to be very careful about it. Like Zoom, right, and some other stock. You just have to be very sensitive about it. Because Zoom is only $350 from record high five something, 525, I think. So if you own that, you knew that it was very difficult. Chances are they're not going to come back to $525. So just be very careful about it, because they were starting from $40, $20 growth to this point, right? Which is 20 times crazy, and they don't really make 20 times up revenue necessary. So so all of the casino and hotel stock, I look at that and look at the 52-week high and compare. LVS Sands is still have a good opportunity, kind of in a sense still trading discount, and so does H, simple H. Otherwise, other casino stock, they are pretty well positioned at this point, and they're very close to the 52-week highs, and not much going upward. If they were basically revenue or whatever will be astonishing, similar to 2019. Okay, so I hope I gave you everything you need. I hope you enjoy my video. If you have any question, give me a call. But I think I have given you all the things. If you just want to do investment based off of every single sector and things I talked to, then you can just pick the number one stock in every single sector. And I wish you the very, very best. 2021, we still have a very bullish market, and everybody will continue to make a lot of money, outcry, and happy. So you have extra money and economy turn around, have a good job, and everybody just forget about 2020 was a rough year, and will really celebrate with your neighbors or colleagues, whoever that you care, because I think we have been stuck so long, basically inside the house for a year, for quite a bit of time, right? Especially March, you were shut down for a week, some time. Restaurant, in some cases in New York, was still, I don't know if it will be open or not, because I'm in Texas, but I really hope that we will back to normal very soon. That unemployment rate can go back to full employment. Again, hope you enjoy video. May wish you have a really wonderful year end celebration tomorrow, and happy new year if I don't get to talk to you. Thank you.